Hi. I decided to go ahead and like make a video because I'm super late. I usually do audio ones because I'm all like weird about being on camera, but whatever. I'm late, so I have to go above and beyond. So first and foremost, welcome to your intuitive reading. What are we going to do today? No idea. Because what we're going to do as a duo, if you will, is we are going to be streaming information through your Akashic record. If you do not know what the Akashic records are, let me tell you, they are the energetic library that hangs above the earth. So from any time that any soul separates from source and decides to become a thing of its own, you get a book, your book of life, and it keeps track of every incarnation, every life, whether it's up there in the other constellations or here on earth. You could have been like a plant, you could have been a chicken, you could have been anything, and it would be in this book. So I'm going to start by tapping into your energy field with my Akashic Tarot deck. And then we're going to see where we're led. So that's what I meant by we have no idea what we're doing today. I literally tap into your book and then I am led. So we are human radios, radio receivers. I say this all the time. Uh, we take in energy and we push out energy. This is the same way as when you notice that somebody's lying to you and you don't have a reason why you know they're lying to you, but it's because you can feel their energy, right? That is your radio picking up on stuff. My radio is able to pick up on what is streaming through your record. And that's why we just sort of kind of go with the flow of it. The cards will say one thing, but there'll be a whole story behind the cards. I prefer to use cards. Some people are intuitive readers, right? Like they just stream it through them and they'll tell you what comes off their head. I like the cards because cards hold the energy of the message so I don't burn out my circuits, which was really an issue. So let's get started. I'm about to pull up your name so I get this right. I am entering the Akashic Hall of Records on the behalf of Lynnasia. Nice. All right. So what does Lynnasia most need to know right now? There are some things not into balance. And you know what? It's been so long since we talked last that I'm really excited because I'm like, what? I'm Stevie Wonder to all of this. I don't remember what we discussed. That's another thing about using your body as a radio or a conduit. You get the answer at that moment, then after that, it's like, what? So, balance. There are things that you want to come into place, right? Things that you have been asking for, things that you have been trying to wrap your mind around in order for you to ascend. And it's crazy when I say that because it's like a sin doesn't mean die, but no, for you to rise to the highest timeline in this life so that you can enjoy it on like free play mode, like what Snoop Dogg does. Like you want more freedom. You want to decide what is the right path to take in order to get to there. And that's what's got you stuck. You don't know how to go about this. So that feels like that's where this reading is going to be leading us today. How to get you out of being stuck, because what you want is to be the queen of your castle, to do something you actually enjoy, though. So, today's theme, bringing stuff into balance. So, we're going to start with the hard stuff and work our way up. By the hard stuff, I mean the shit that nobody wants to acknowledge, which is the shadow. I love the shadow because everything that you went through in this life that was hard, that hurt you, that scarred you in some way, shape or form, creates a dense type of matter, right? Recall before we got here, well, you can't recall before you got here, but just rock with me for a minute. Before you got here, right? You were a being of pure light. And while you were pure light, you were like, I want to know what it's like to grow. So you came down here to get muddy, to get some of that dense matter. So once you get this dense matter, learning the lesson from the density means that you're able to turn your coal back into like fire or a diamond or some shit. So all the difficult stuff that you have in your life is only going to turn into your fuel. So that's a great way to look at it. Like, damn, I went through a lot of shit, but hold on, that means I get to fly higher once I bust through it? Yes, that is exactly what this means. So what is the shadow pattern that needs to be released? And then you can move to the next level. What is the hidden thorn in her style? Well, I give you this much. It feels like it's something you can do. It has nothing to do with anybody outside of you. It's a thought process you're carrying. Yes. Okay, so that's the temple of my body card. This is you not taking care of yourself. Like you take care of everybody else better than you take care of you. And this is at a very physical level, by the way. This is like, are you waking up every day and fueling yourself with things to feel better? How much water do you drink? How often do you get out into the nature? How much do you do that strictly benefits you? This is about service to self. It's like you want a better life for yourself, but you're not looking at yourself in your picture of your own life. You're thinking about everything else that has to be taken care of, which makes you blinded to your own pain. So this feels like you're being asked to honor the victim in you. There's a part of you that stays away from that and doesn't like the idea of victim or any of that thing, but it's not allowing you to honor the part of yourself that is still hurting because it never wanted to or deserved to go through the things that you went through. That part of you that won't acknowledge the victim won't let you acknowledge it on a regular basis. So you're just still in survival mode, pausing to look at the times that you were victimized or the times that you were lied to or anything like that allows you to get that lesson from it and then move on with clarity going forward. It's like you're still trying to build upon all the blocks that you had before. Like there are a lot of lies that are running in your head that other people told you just because they were jealous of you. They didn't understand your vision. Like you have big goals, big dreams, big visions, and a lot of people that scares them off. And it scares them off in a shitty way because it's like these people can never even conceive of the stuff that you want to do. So your idea of thinking that big just sends them into a tizzy. Like you ruin their whole existence by wanting to do more than they ever dreamed of. So you got to let those people out of your mind. It also feels like you're going to be cutting off anybody who gives you resistance to your goals. Anybody who is not helping fuel that shit. You dig? Anybody who says, but what if? No, fuck that. Get out of my face. There is no what if. I'm doing this. So what does Lynnasia need to focus on for self-care? What does she need to focus on for self-care? And this is inevitably what's going to start healing the wound of that shadow, besides you sitting with yourself and saying, where did I start giving up pieces of myself in order to make other people feel comfortable? That's your question. And it's going to sting because when you start realizing how much of yourself you have put aside to make others more comfortable with your character, it's going to be a sensitive subject because that isn't like sort of kind of what's throwing you off. The difference between the timeline you're on now and the highest one you want to get to is breaking through the part where everybody separated you from yourself who was prepared to do this in the first place. It's like you're receiving a message from a distorted receiver as opposed to like when you were a child and you could hear it clearly. So guess what? Remember I said you need to be eating right and getting in nature? Baby, can't make this shit up. It says take a walk because you're not getting outside enough. You're not seeing that sun. You're not grounding. You're not feeling that joy. Your inner child is coming up. That joy of just being alive. It's like there's so much pressure around you. Being able to just take a breath and say, oh my goodness, I've made it through what I've been through and I'll make it through whatever comes up just this moment. I'm okay. And also, you ain't been eating right. What are you fueling your car with? We are what we eat. If you're eating dead animals all the time, what is that? Death. If you're eating live salads and shit, what is that? Life. And it really is that simple. And it's so crazy that they hide information in plain sight for us, right? But that's literally what it is. You have to take in more fruits, more veggies, more water is what I'm getting for you. You're dehydrated. Like as I'm doing this, I feel like I need to stretch because this is like your energy going through me. You need to stretch, like put your arms over your head, get in your body. Like a desire to feel alive is blossoming within you. The other thing that you have here is sound bowls, because this is more spiritual for you. So sound bath, sound healing. I pulled this shit up on YouTube. It makes me so happy. You just go on YouTube, type in sound baths, and you can pick which thing resonates with you because you'll know innately. Your radio is picking up signals. And the thing about this is they have so many options. You can do sound baths for your chakras, for emotional release, all that sort of stuff. But that will help attune the radio that I said that you were hearing that's distorted. Now, the last thing on here that goes along with the sound bowls is chanting. A good 10 minutes of doing some you would be amazed because the frequencies are going through your body, right? Clearing out stagnant energy, stagnant tones, stagnant voices from people that don't count anymore. And last but not least, you need to watch a movie. This is about inspiration. inspiring yourself. And this is not just any movie. You need to watch a biopic, is what I'm feeling. Some story about somebody who had every fucking odd against them in the world, but they still made it, and they made it big. Why haven't they made an Oprah biopic yet? Is it because she's alive? But like, she's old as fuck, so she should be old enough to get a bio. They always try to wait till these people are dead, and then the movie is horrible. Trying to think of a good person that's for fashion popped up in my head for you. Like Yves Saint Laurent. I don't want to say Armani because that went. Yeah, but somebody, there's somebody popping in my head, but I don't know this white woman. Is Audrey Hepburn? There's a white woman that's popping up in my head, and it's so funny because with this radio things, with this radio receiver thing, it has to be in your database in some way, shape, or form for you to spit it out to somebody else. Like one time I was telling this lady that she was reincarnated in like Asia, but I couldn't figure out where. And I told her the name of the place, but it was like India somewhere, like Bangladesh. And I'm like, I don't know. It was Asia in my head because all I could see was the map. So in this case, I'm seeing a white woman with brown hair. I think it's Audrey Hepburn. Elizabeth Taylor popped in my head at first, but it's somebody who had like setback after setback. You need to see somebody that is a direct inspiration for what you're going through. Look at your sun sign. Look for celebrities with your sun sign. The person is passed on, but that is going to allow you to see their life in completion. So next we're going to see what your shadow wants to say to you, because that's always fun. What's no, right? What's your shadow like? Notice me popped up. Notice me. You can't see it because it's backwards, but like if you could invert your eyes, it says, I want to tell you so much. You've been living your life in a dualistic way, which probably could make you feel bipolar at times because you feel one way and you think you're good with that. And then you realize, hold on, I feel exactly the opposite way. It's because you've been pushing all your harsh emotions to the back for the face that you needed in the front. So I want to tell you so much. This is you connecting back into the part of yourself that you put away in order to survive and starting to integrate, pull your pieces together, because that's the only way you get your full firepower back. You can't just be love and light in this world. You need some of that shadow to push through. The part of you that says, hey, I served my contract. Now give me my reward. So what energy do you need to embrace for this integration? What energy does she need to embrace for this integration? This is about wholeness for you. Accepting where you've been in order to get where you want to go. And in between it both. Accept that you are worth a lot. Just like everything you want, you deserve. You know, at some level. Just instinctually. You don't know why you know, but you know you deserve good things. It's just like, how do you overcome that? So what is being said right here is just some root chakra damage. And you're afraid of taking chances, but that will help as you start to heal that root chakra. Your root is the major energy center, right? Because it's at the base. This is all about stability, fear, passion, drive in that center. Somewhere in life, your stability, your center, your faith foundation was thrown off. That center feeds energy to all the other chakras in your body. So with your root being off, you're not going to jump out there. You're not going to try new things. You're going to be in fear. That's what's in that center when it's not healed properly. You can look up a root chakra frequency. See, look how that came back around, right? And start to work through that. So now I'm going to try because I just got this deck, right? It's called the Dark Goddess deck. It's amazing so far. When I got it, the lady was like, yes, this is the one for you. It has Reiki energy. So I've been like pulling for which goddess I need to like take in, what energy needs to be integrated in me, because we are all part of the divine feminine. Like, look how shiny these are. Love these. So what dark goddess needs to be called in for this mission. And the dark goddesses are just called that because they are going through the shadow. That's the shadow goddess, the one that leads you out of into like the brightest light. This is Phoenix season, baby. What goddess is needed here? I'm gonna read out my book for this one because there's like a very specific invocation or some shit. You got Nyx. This is a primordial goddess. This is night. This is the ability to pull from the darkness and create something. Respite is the word that came up there. So let's see here. And I usually don't do this, but this goddess thing is very specific. Shadowed figures cross the night. Secrets shared, no need for fright. Within her arms now rest and heal. Those to trust she will reveal. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. So let that be sent to you. So once again, what did that just sound like? You're about to clear out people. Those to trust she will reveal, but that means she'll also reveal who needs to go. Within her arms now rest and heal. We were just talking about the fact that it's time for you to clear up those wounds for you to be able to see yourself in your full glory. So let me read the fancy paragraph. You're giving away your secrets. It's all too easy to confide in someone you wish to trust, especially when you are feeling vulnerable. Remember that appearances can be deceptive. You would be wise to be watchful and to trust no one at this time. Nyx calls to you across the night skies to find comfort and respite for she who is the mother of all creatures. She understands that you have endured a long, dark night of the soul and wishes to take you into her confidence. This sounds exactly what you like, exactly what you need at this time. But be warned, for if Nyx shows, I'm fucking all up. For if Nyx knows that you are too good at gleaning information from others to use for your own purposes, she will use all that you have against you. So be mindful of how and who you share any particulars with. Take the opportunity to rest, regroup, and journey deep within with Nyx as your guide. So, like I was saying in the beginning, there's somebody or some group of people around you that needs to be cleared out. They are part of the old paradigm. This needs to go for you. Keep your cards close to your chest. Don't share your ideas with anyone at this time. You are a great listener and a natural counselor. Speak to someone you can trust. Retreat and get away from it all. Protect your work from the ambition of others. Appearances can be deceptive. Oh my goodness. And this is literally just pulling through your record. There is somebody around you who is, and there are several people. It's like, this is a particular spirit. You just keep attracting the same spirit that's low-key jealous of you. So the next thing you're embracing is Gaia. And I don't even have to read for this one because Gaia is Mother Earth, Mother Creation. And that's what you're being asked to do next. There is something you've been holding yourself back from creating. I'm pretty sure we discussed this plenty of times, but this is like your sign of signs right now. So with that being said, the last one we're going to be drawn to is this archetype deck. Now, these are personified traits. What personified traits will Lynnasia be developing once she starts pushing through this shadow work? What are the personified traits that she will be owning? This is like, who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Right? Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Monk or nun. This means that you are going to be focusing on your spiritual journey, taking your power back in a great way because you're going to be able to use your magnet for what you need to attract to you instead of what other people need your skills for. Next, femme fatale. So this is about healing your sexuality also, which is a part of your power. Where's your Pluto? Pluto is directly connected to your vital organs, your sexual organs. But healing that, stepping into your power, stepping into the fact that it's sexy to be independent. It's like a lot of times you have to hide who you are because you just rub other people the wrong way. And that's just because you're fabulous. You can't help who you are. But you also don't need to be apologetic about it, baby. This is time to embrace you. And the last one, the guide. I felt the need to show you this one. This is someone who has walked out of the shadows with the light and is able to help other people who are in there too. Represents the nature of divine and life in itself. So you are stepping back into like your angelic gifts, your natural ambiance, that childlike joy. But you're going to be doing so creating something. sharing it with other people. And along the way, you'll be sort of called to do sort of what I'm doing now and be able to talk to other people about your experience and inspire about things you know. So maybe one day you'll have your own biopic that inspires somebody. That's definitely what I'm getting right now. So enjoy this time where it sort of burns and it hurts, because this is giving you that flame for you to do what you need to. You've been held back for quite some time. This is clearance season, baby. Thank you again